Alright, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. This here is the Oliver 70 that we rescued from up north. We're going to try to make one of our projects work by getting this to run. And in the last installment of this, we took the carburetor off in hopes to get it ready so that the next time we could get it started. Here it is. Well, this turned into probably the worst carburetor rebuild I have ever done. It was awful. So it's going to be a video of itself just in rebuilding this carburetor, because I worked and worked and worked to try to save this, and I think I got it accomplished, but you know, we'll find that out. So we're going to get started on that right after this. All right, let's see how the carburetor is. I actually put both carburetors in this Evapor-Rust overnight. And I need to get my other bucket because this leaves like a film on there and it needs to be rinsed off. So let me get that. All right, now we're ready to go. Look at how it takes it down to bare metal. Evapor-Rust is pretty amazing stuff, I have to say. I mean, it even got in there. This carburetor wasn't too bad. It went through a few cycles on the magical ultrasonic cleaner too. But after that, that other carburetor was bad, so I had to put it in the stuff, and I thought I might as well do both. But see, we got to do some more scrubbing because it leaves like a, I don't know how to say, but I'm too curious about this one. I want to see what we got. Wow, that's a transformation there. Even after a bunch of cycles on that ultrasonic cleaner, this one was nasty. Let's fish out the other part. Oh, cool. We might just be able to save this after all. I was having my doubts. Now what I'm going to do with the rest of this, you can usually save it and reuse it. I'm going to pour it in the gas tank of the tractor and let it sit a while. Super awesome. You know what I'm wondering? What I'm trying to do is experiment with what order to do stuff in, and now I'm wondering if it wouldn't be a good idea to give it another go through that other cleaner now that it's got most of the rust like dissolved away. I don't know if that would gain me anything. There's still some stuff like down in there, but this was just impossibly terrible, so I wonder if this will come loose now. See, there's still, I mean, this is tons better than it was, because this was awful. This thing was just, I mean, there was no, I didn't think we were going to save it myself. That was so rusty there, you couldn't even see that it had a thing to take loose. I still can't get it out, but, and then there's one too that I can't get that out, or couldn't. The biggest issue here though is I can't get this seat out of here, even with my broken wood chisel. So I don't know what a guy's gonna do there.
One eternity later.
Well, we may still be had, because it don't look like I'm gonna get that out of there in any sort of way that's gonna stay intact. I can take it outside and I can try to heat it a little bit, but I don't know. I'm thinking that now I'm going to run that thing again. And I'm going to do it with these carburetor, or at least this carburetor, because this is definitely a good rebuildable carburetor. But it might get in there and get all that sludge out of there, the slime from the evaporust. More magical powder. We will take that up to a full 30 minutes. Heat. Clean. Probably would work better if we let it preheat, but... So even though I got the rust dissolved, this still is not out of the woods because I can't get any of those little brass pieces loose. So I'm going to take it outside and try to heat this very gently, everything, and then see if we can't get it to turn out of there. And if we can't do that, then we're going to have to go hunting and see what other kinds of, what other screwdrivers we might have, or what other, not screwdrivers, what other carburetors we might have. Because if we don't have a better one, I don't know, we might have to rob the one off the running 70 just to try this. But we'll go outside and figure this out, and we'll take our evaporust and pour it in the gas tank so that it's doing its magical thing in there.
Few inches later.
Alright, so we heated the carburetor, and we'll try it in a second. But I brought in the sediment bowl thinking, maybe we want to clean up this stuff and try to use it again. And we learned a bunch of stuff here. Check this out. Inside of here was also this, which is like a filter. It's like a porous material. I don't know if it's made of like a stone or something. And it was held up in there by a spring, which is at the bottom of the bowl. So, I don't know, maybe we can try. I've got it kind of disassembled where stuff should be able to flow through it. Maybe we'll try to bring it back around and use it. I don't know. I'm afraid it's going to be more hassle than it's worth, but what made me kind of go down that route is they didn't have one in town of these deep sediment bowls, so, and I forgot about all the plumbing and stuff, so we may put that in the magical cleaner here in a minute after that other carburetor's done. But anyway, I heat this and it should be cool now, so I'm going to try it and see if we can't get some of this stuff out. But I'm going to have to find the screwdriver that fits. I cannot find that Klein screwdriver back that the viewer sent me. I know we used it on something the other day, and I thought it was in the front seat of my pickup, and I can't find it, so. And I'm afraid this is not the one to use. So let's skip that for now. Yep, this is going to come out of there. So that's good. Because there again, I think we're going to put this in that ultrasonic cleaner for another cycle at least. Now that it is all, you know what I'm saying. Alright, so that is about as good as it can be. There's really nothing else that a guy could do. I kind of tried some rust removal methods to get some of that scale out of there, aka heat it with a torch so that it might pop loose from the housing, and I think that worked. I just gotta give her a little shake. But this, friends, this is the problem. This top half. think I did turn it, but I don't have the best screwdriver, but I think it's coming. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on out of here. I'm going to show you something cool. Boy, that's going to be a rough go getting that back in there, gentle. The only positive thing is we'll be going against the opposite side. Jeez. Yeah, I think we'll get her back in there just fine. She's a little mangled, but she'll go. Now for the big daddy, the one that's kind of important if we don't get this loose. Because this is kind of a make or break deal here if this don't work. Come on. Turn out of there. Don't break off. Turn out of there. Well, man, just won't come out of there. We might be doing the easy out method. Oh, Knutson, friends. I mean, we got her in a mess here. Can't get it. Well, we're gonna be going through this again, possibly heating, and then I guess I'll drive an easy out in there and see if I can get it. I don't know. What a joke, friends. What a joke. I mean, it's brass. It ought to come out of there.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Well, I don't have the GoPro, but I finally got this out of there. It took like 4 heat cycles, and this easy out drove in there to finally get it to come loose. That's probably the worst one I've ever had to try to get that out of there. I've never had that much trouble. But now with that being out, I think we can save this carburetor. That was the last piece that we had to make, you know, come out of there. So we're on the downhill slide, I hope. All right, we've been working on this way longer than necessary, but I decided I better finally take this fitting out. And good thing, because it was plugged up solid as well. You would think after like 6 baths in that cleaner that this would be cleaned out by now, but it is not. So I guess we're going to put this through again, at least the top half of the carburetor. That way this passageway can be cleaned out. I tried to what am I saying? I tried to get this out the other day and I didn't have any success, but I think I need to try again based on what I saw, and then it would have 2 points of access to get fluid in there, actually 3 if you count where the needle valve is. Alright, after much to do, I think we might be on the good side of this project. Here's the number of the kit that I got for this carburetor, a 2-1565. Should be Zenith carburetors. This is a 393J. Yeah, 393J, BS 393J. It also says 1000, 10002, so it'd be like 10,002. But anyway, this fits several different ones, and there are, as of course, different ones of these. That's what See, obviously we don't have that kind. So we can put that aside. That one, although it matches there, it has a hole blocked off, so I don't know that that's right either. So that would make it this one here, so that we have all of our passageways open. So pay attention, because like this gasket matches up, but it doesn't, because it would have something covered that's not supposed to be. So that was one thing I wanted to check. I have to leave here real quick, so I'm not going to get it to rebuild it this instant, but I thought it would be nice to make sure that, you know, what we have is what's supposed to be. What you're going to do is just dump stuff like mad all over the place and probably cause a problem. I think that the earlier 70s used a carburetor that had a lot wider flange on top. So when you get the kit, make sure that you have what you need, you know. You don't want to be... What I'm saying is, once you open these kits, you own them, so you don't want to make a mistake. Uh-oh. Kind of like the mistake I'm making now. We don't want to do this. I'm afraid that this is not right. I'm afraid that either my needle and seat's not right, or I've got it mangled up enough that it's not right. That's the kind of stuff we have to be careful about.
2,000 years later.
All right, well, I'm pretty sure I had to break a few commandments, but I finally got it done. I managed to manipulate that seat down in there, and I'm hoping that it will work. I don't know why I was having such trouble with it, if it's because that maybe the threads were a little messed up on the housing, or if that's really not the right one. I wish I had saved the bottom piece so I could compare, but it's long gone, so there's none of that. But I made it and got that and got it accomplished. So what we're going to do now is just go ahead and put it back together and pretend everything is fine. We're not going to worry, and we're not going to question anything. We're just going to live life, you know? First thing I need to do is put those little jets back in. And I'm looking at my pile of stuff here to figure out what's what. Yeah, this is the one that was up in the top. So I should probably go ahead and spray some magical stuff through it. And it appears like it's open. So that's cool. And we also got to try to remember which screwdriver we finally got to fit down in there, because it was quite the ordeal as well. Getting that out of there. Yep, it's gonna be that kind of deal there. All right, so that's in there. So then what we should be able to do is carefully line this all up. And I want to see, so if it's like that, that means it would go like that, and then it would fit just fine. Let's put our float and needle and seat back in this half first. I had a test fit a while ago, as you saw, but I ended up crimping the split thing back together a little bit, so it may be where it doesn't want to play. All right, I think it ain't going nowhere, and it appears that we have needle movement. Ooh, I forgot to put that in. I need to try to find some thread tape. I think I'm woefully out of thread tape. I just ordered some off the jungle store because I never remember to get any thread tape. So I ordered like 30 rolls. They were only like $11. So I think that, yeah, I think that we'll have some now. That's what I'm saying. What is next? Well, see, here's the old needle. So we need to find us a gasket of some variety that fits on this. And it ain't that one. It could be that one. Let's double check and make sure there's not a better choice. It's not that one. How about that one? Not that one. Okay. So that's gonna go down in there. Painstaking process to get something where you can actually use it, but such is life. So that's 3/8, and I don't think that's the right. No. There. Let's get our new gasket on this, which ain't playing nice either. So we're gonna put this in there. Should probably back this out. This is questionable, but we're gonna have to go with it anyway for now. I'll turn this in until it's lightly seated, right? Lightly. Let's see what that says so we can... Let's see. Main jet adjustment 27A. Back out needle several turns before tightening. I did that. Lightly turn in until seated and back out 2 turns. Pretty well 2 turns will get you in the neighborhood on most anything. So we're gonna leave it there. Now, what else is there? I think we're ready to put it back into one piece. Maybe. Get the bolt started. This one, a Zenith like this, is different than the Shebblers in that the screws come in from underneath, which I don't know why they thought that was fun to do, but it's the way they are. I guess it would be handy because you could take this loose from underneath easier probably. I've never tried to do it on a Zenith. I've done it on the other ones from the top. Alright, well, like I said, we need some Teflon thread tape because I like to use it. I know people say, don't use it, but I'm going to. But anyway, we'll just stick these lightly in. That there, and then this plug, which, you know what, somewhere here, if I can find it. I've got a brass one I bought last time. Let's just use it. That's a lot cleaner. I don't have to clean anything up then. What am I missing? A needle in the top. That's our next affair. Now, this is what was in there. Do we have anything remotely similar to that included in the kit? If I had to pick between them, I'd pick this one. Let's see if that will even go in there. It may not. Nothing else has worked for us. Why would this? I don't think it's gonna. Either that or the guy who made this carburetor kit that day was not he just wasn't working very good. He had a lot of problems at home, and he obviously brought them into work with him because nothing fits. Let's try that with the much too long spring. There. All right. Now, the spring's not actually bottoming out. I just checked that because there's still space between the coils ever so slightly. So that's not the spring that's holding us. We're actually tight. Idle needle, turn in till seated, back out 1 1/4 turns. Sure. 1 1/4. Holy Knutson, was this a difficult one. I mean, as far as they go, this is one I've had the most trouble with, I think. It might be the winner. I don't know that I've ever had one that was quite that difficult. And I feel like I should probably paint it so that it doesn't rust. But maybe I should just ignore it and not worry about it. That is also a choice. But this is ready to go on now, I think. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. I think we got us something, friends. We got pieces left over, so that's good. Can't go wrong with that. Okay, so in that video, you saw that I also decided to try to rebuild this, so we're gonna see how that goes. I've got evapo-rust in the tank as we speak. It's been cooking in there for a day or two, and then I think I got enough fittings I can make new lines. They didn't have enough of the nuts and compression thing, so I just bought compression fittings. I can take the nut off and use it, you know, on my new ones, because that's all this is. This type of fitting uses 2 of these, so if they don't have it separately, you can always buy one of these and part it out to make your lines work, you know what I mean? I got this unplugged, so that'll be in our Will It Run video, the next installment. And I think that I have everything on hand to make this go now, so we're gonna try it out, and that's where we'll be in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.